Hey, welcome to today's video. We're going to be looking at something that some people find really challenging. It's called changing the subject of the formula. Changing the subject. Now, this is not an English term. I'm not changing the subject. I'm not going to suddenly be sprouting Shakespeare instead of mathematics. No, what it means in maths is that I'm going to make a certain variable, one of the variables, into the subject of the formula. It means I'm going to get it completely alone with everything else on the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so let's look at something pretty straightforward. E.g., h equals g minus 4. And the question is, make g the subject of the formula. Now, all you have to do, and if you've seen my videos on solving equations, all that you have to do is apply BIDMAS backwards and the opposite to the other side in order to get g alone, because that's what they mean when they say make g the subject of the formula. Okay, so opposite of minus 4 is plus 4, h plus 4 equals g. Done. That's it. It's a one-step thing. One operation happened to g, one step, finished. There's nothing more you can do here. Don't be freaked out because g is on that side. If you want, you can flip everything over and write it on this side. It doesn't really make a difference. That's totally okay. Alright, let's look at another very straightforward one. I'm actually going to do it over there to save some space. V equals S divided by T. Velocity, V equals S divided by T. Right. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So in order to make T the subject of the formula, okay, now this is pretty straightforward, but I can't just divide by S because then T will be underneath the line. Okay, if I divide by S, T is underneath the line. What I have to do is I have to get T into the numerator. So I have to first times by T to get it to the top. Opposite divided by T is times by T. So I have TV equals S. Opposite divided by T is times by T. Now everything's in the numerator. Everything's above the line. Opposite times by V is divided by V. T equals S divided by V. Are you with me? Okay, and now T is the subject of the formula. Please, this is EG2. EG2. You can't work it out with the unknown in the denominator. You have to get it above the line here. When you get into trig, and we do a lot with trig, there's going to be a lot of those kind of moves going on. Okay, so let's look at another example. Underneath here, EG3, 3c plus b equals a. 3c plus b equals a. And they say make c the subject of the formula. So I've got to get this alone. So all that I'm doing is I'm reversing BIDMAS. I'm doing opposite to the other side. So what's happening to c? It's being times by 3 and being added b. So if I reverse BIDMAS, I'm going to get rid of any addition or subtraction first, then the multiplication. So I've got 3c, leave it there, equals a minus b. Are you with me? So plus b is minus b. Right? Now to get rid of that 3, opposite of times by 3 is divided by 3. C equals the whole of the other side divided by 3. Okay, not just a divided by 3, not just b divided by 3, the whole of the other side divided by 3. Are you with me? Fantastic. So that's now made C the subject of the formula. It's alone. Okay. Next one, pretty similar to this one. I want to save 5 and 6 for the other page, so I'm going to try to squish this in here. Okay, so 3t plus 9s equals 12. So this is EG4. 3t plus 9s equals 12. Okay, fine. And I want to make t the subject of the formula. Right, BIDMAS backwards. So I get rid of any addition or subtraction first before any multiplication or division. So I say, okay, I'm being times t by 3, then I'm adding on 9s. So let's get rid of this 9s first. So I've got the 3t, it still stays there, equals 12. Opposite of plus 9s is minus 9s. Minus 9s. Okay, sometimes my s's look like 5s. Bad, Mr. Rich. Okay. Now there, we've got that so far. Now we have to get rid of the times by 3. So opposite of times by 3 is divide by 3. Minus 9s, all divided by 3. Okay? Now, this is where you have to be careful. If the denominator can go into either of the top, you have to simplify them. Okay? So this means 12 divided by 3 and 9 divided by 3. So I've got t equals 12 divided by 3 is 4. Negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. Negative 3s. You all with me? Okay. Sorry that down in the corner like that, but I wanted to save space for the other two on the other side. Alright. So, pretty straightforward. Bit mass backwards and opposite to the other side. Okie dokie. Right, now for the two slightly harder ones. Well, the first one isn't that bad. The second one is definitely in the year advanced year 9, year 10 category. Okay, so let's look at the first example that I've got there, e.g. 5. Okay. So, S equals N times S equals N A plus B divided by 2. Alright, make B the subject of the formula. B is inside the bracket. Bit mass. This guy is so powerful. Okay, so I've got to get to B, but I've got to go through all the other stuff before I can get inside the bracket. Look, brackets is the last thing I get rid of. Okay, so now the order of operations, the weird thing is some people learn it bit mass, some people learn it bit das. Multiplication and division are actually the same thing when you understand a little bit deeper. Just like addition and subtraction. Subtraction is just addition of a negative. Yeah, kind of the same strength. So it doesn't really matter whether I get rid of multiplication first or division first, but let's just stick to this, okay? So S opposite of times by N is divide by N equals A plus B. Oh, why did I do 2 equals? Oh, going crazy here. S divided by N equals A plus B over 2, right? Opposite divided by 2 is times by 2. 2S divided by N equals A plus B. I don't need the bracket anymore because there's nothing else happening outside it. There's just A plus B, right? Now opposite of plus A is minus A. 2S divided by N minus A equals B. Done. Alright, slightly trickier because there's two things happening. Whether you did it like that or whether you went and you did this 2S opposite times by 2 is divided by 2 equals N A plus B, and then went back to that. Whether you went that way and did the division, got rid of the division first, no worries, you know. Doesn't really make that much of a difference. Okay, super. Now for the exciting one. Okay, this one is the last one I'm doing. There are 2 more on the page, but I'm not going to get time to do them. Go take a look. There's quite a lot of explanation next to it. You should be able to follow it once you've followed these. You know, after all this shrinking and scrimping for space, I still have to end up rubbing out all of this. Oh well. It's very zen. You create a lot of colors and beauty, and then you just take a blackboard and dust the tune and erase everything and start from again. Okay, right. So, this one is e.g. extension. But the truth of the matter is you've got to be able to do this year 10, year 11, okay? So, AX plus 3 equals BX plus C. Let's tidy this up, Mr. Rouge. There we go, BX plus C. Okay, now make X the subject of the formula. X is repeated there, okay? In order to make X or anything that's repeated on both sides of the equation, you've got to get them all to one side. Just like solving when you've got x's on both sides. You get all the x's to one side, get everything else to the other side. Same thing. I'm going to get all the x's to one side, get everything else to the other side. That's the first step. So I'm going to get all the x's to the side. So I've got ax, opposite of plus bx is minus bx. Bx equals c stays on this side, opposite of plus 3 is minus 3. Minus 3. You all with me? Okay. Now the question goes, oh, now what am I going to get rid of now? Oh, here's the one trick. I can't add these two because that's AX and that's BX. Okay, they got different names. They can't go together, adding like terms, right? The most I can do is I can take out a common factor. Now this is the one trick when I have a letter that I want to make the subject of the formula repeated. I can take out a common factor of X. Right, so I'm pulling the X out. And well, what's left over there? I've got A minus B. Okay? Equals C minus 3. Are you with me? So that's the move that we do, that when we have a repeated variable that I can't add together. Take it out as a common factor. Now there's only one of him. Okay? This is factorization, which there are more notes on a different section of the blog. Alright. So now, think about this. This means x times the bracket. What's the opposite of times the bracket? Divide by the bracket. Okay? Otos. I love it. It's so powerful. So x equals c minus 3 divided by the bracket. You can leave it in brackets if you want. You don't have to. All right. So the one trick that you must be careful of is this trick here. Here, factorize. Okay. When you have a repeated variable that you want to make the subject of the formula, you need to factorize in order to get one of them out. Okay. That's it. There's 2 more examples on the notes below. Go check them out. They should be quite easy to follow. I've got a lot of explanation next to it in the printed notes. Give it a shot. Okay. Remember, there's more on the blog, more on the channel, yada yada. Remember, I'm here for you.